We made a version of Pool where each ball has a magical ability based on its color. The red balls explode against walls, the green balls teleport through walls, the blue balls freeze other balls on contact, making them slippery, the purple balls are ghostly and pass through other balls, the pink balls trade places with any ball they touch, and the yellow balls grow and shrink as they speed up and slow down. Oh, and there are the orange balls too. They're just really heavy. Kind of like your mom. Each team has one ball of each color, just like a normal pool. That means you will have to sink one of each magical type in order to win. Unless, of course, your opponent sinks a few of them for you, which is bound to happen sometimes, even if you're great at the game. This is because Wizard Pool is a lot harder than most pool games out there, not because of the magic stuff, but because of the controls. You have to physically move the pool stick with your mouse. If you want to hit the ball fast, you've got to move your mouse fast. If you're not well practiced, you may accidentally give the ball too much power or too little power. Most players do that typical pool thing where you rehearse your shot a little bit before going in for the real hit. I've even seen some players miss the ball entirely. I mean, it may seem like a small thing, but I feel like this really keeps the essence of pool alive in the game. In most other pool games, you can set the exact angle you want with the exact power you need and see exactly where the balls are gonna go. Now, I'm not saying that's bad design, alright, but this sure does make things feel quite a bit different than real pool. I mean, the essence of pool is in eyeballing your shots and exercising physical control over your stick. It's a game of dexterity and accuracy. Without those core elements, these pool games just aren't very pool-like. They have the mechanics of pool without the feel of pool. Now, our game kinda does the opposite. We keep the feel of pool, but alter the mechanics. Now, if you're really an old school die-hard pool head, then you can turn off the magic and just have a normal classic game of billiards, but I really do think these magical abilities make the game more fun. The most obvious example of this is the pink replacer ball. If you try to shoot this one into a pocket like normal, you'll end up scratching because it'll trade places with the cue ball on contact. So in order to make the shot, you actually have to try and scratch. Weird, right? This is the ball most players have a hard time on. My friend Jay, who did the programming for the game, calls pink the mindfuck ball. The orange ball also makes for some very strange encounters. It's about 3 times heavier than a normal ball, meaning you have to hit it 3 times harder in order for it to go the same distance. That in itself is not hard to do, but what is hard is controlling the recoil of the cue ball. It will be bouncing back super fast because you hit it super fast, so it can really shake up the board if you're not careful. It can also act like a stage hazard sometimes, blocking shots that would normally be pretty easy. Kinda like your mom. Blue balls are probably the most impactful ball in the game because they affect all the other balls. One touch from this guy and your ass is frozen. Except not really, because the ice effect gives your ball more movement by reducing its friction. Initially, I tried the whole freezing the ball in place thing and it kinda sucked. Balls would just get clustered together all the time. By reducing their friction with the ice, it actually prevents balls from getting clustered. The red explosive ball, on the other hand, is a bank shot machine. In normal pool, you might see something like a double bank shot that maybe could be possible if only you could get the ball going fast enough, but in Wizard Pool, getting the ball up to speed is not the issue. It's getting this red ball to stop that's a problem. As I said before, frozen balls have reduced friction, so combined with the red ball's explosiveness can sometimes make for an infinite motion machine, slipping around and exploding all over the place until it either hits a ball or gets sunk into a pocket. The purple ghost balls have an opposite problem. You can't rely on them to get hit by anything other than the cue ball. In normal pool, if there's a ball in a bad position, you can usually just kind of wait around until it happens to bounce around into a different spot, but the ghost ball won't move unless you hit it with the cue ball. On the upside, other balls can't block shots for it, making it pretty easy to score once you finally get it in a good position. There's also this thing that happens during breaks. The balls are all randomized each time, right? So sometimes a ghost ball is right at the front of the pack. If the player doesn't realize it, then this happens. I've heard of Breaking Bad, but this is ridiculous! And then you have the yellow ball that grows and shrinks. At high speeds, this guy grows to be 5 times the size of a normal ball, way too big to fit into a pocket. But at low speeds, he's tiny and much easier to sink. All of these magical abilities together make for some pretty wild moments. I mean, just look at the break. It's a pretty weird game, and if that wasn't crazy enough for you, there are also custom maps like this circular pool table and a rectangular pool table with all the pockets moved to one side. I also made a 64 level single player mode that will definitely make you pretty fucking good at the game if you manage to beat the whole thing. I actually designed all the levels for it on physical paper like some kind of medieval peasant. The multiplayer part of the game supports up to 6 people, online or local. The whole game is on Steam for like $3 and it's probably on sale at the time you're watching this. And if you buy it and end up hating it, then just refund it, baby. You won't hurt my feelings. Alright, that's it from me. Catch you in the pool hall, Magi.